If I was 22 again, broke, confused, watching people my age post wins online while I check my bank account hoping numbers would magically change, here's exactly what I would do. No hype. No, just believe in yourself. No fake overnight success advice. Just a realistic blueprint. Because being broke in your 20s isn't rare. It's common. But staying broke because you avoid uncomfortable action, that's optional. So if I had to restart from zero today, no savings, no connections, no rich parents, no online audience, this would be my exact plan. And some of it might be uncomfortable, but that's the point. 1. I would stop trying to look successful. When you're broke in your 20s, there's this invisible pressure. You feel like you're supposed to be on your way. You scroll social media and see, someone launching a startup, someone trading crypto, someone posting aesthetic work setups, someone traveling while working remotely, and you feel behind. So what do? You try to look ambitious. You talk about projects. You repost motivation. You say you're building something. But deep down, your bank account says otherwise. If I restarted in my 20s, I would stop trying to look successful, because looking successful and being successful are completely different games. Looking successful costs money. Being successful makes money. I would stop buying things to maintain an image. I would stop pretending I'm busy when I'm not producing income. I would stop comparing my chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Comparison destroys clarity. And clarity is everything when you're broke. Because when you remove ego, you can finally ask the real question. What actually moves my income forward? Not what looks impressive. Not what sounds cool. Not what gets likes. What pays? 2. I would pick one path and commit for 6 months. Here's the biggest mistake I made in my early 20s. I chased opportunity instead of commitment. Crypto looked exciting. Then drop shipping. Then YouTube. Then trading. Then affiliate marketing. Every week there was a new best opportunity. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Switching resets progress. Every time you change paths, you go back to zero. If I restarted broke in my 20s, I would choose one income path and commit for 6 months minimum. Not 6 weeks. 6 months. Because 6 months of focus beats 6 years of distraction. And the path I would choose? Service-based income. Why? Because it's the fastest bridge between skill and cash. No ads. No audience required. No inventory. No waiting for algorithms. Just skill plus outreach plus delivery. Video editing. Thumbnail design. Copywriting. Appointment setting. Social media management. Pick one. And then I would say, for the next 180 days, this is my lane. No switching when it gets boring. No quitting after rejection. No chasing shiny objects. Boring consistency builds income. Chaotic ambition builds stress. 3. I would value skill over information. There's a dangerous illusion in your 20s. It feels productive to consume business content. You watch podcasts, finance YouTube, day in the life vlogs, starter breakdowns, and at the end of the day, you feel informed, but you didn't earn anything. Information without application is entertainment. If I restarted, I would use a strict rule, 20% learning, 80% doing. If I'm learning video editing, I don't binge 30 tutorials. I watch one, then I edit for 4 hours, because skill is built through friction, through mistakes, through revisions, through feedback. The internet makes you think knowledge equals progress. It doesn't. Execution equals progress. If you want to escape being broke, your hands must be moving more than your eyes. 4. I would normalize rejection. Let's talk about something that hurts in your 20s. Rejection. When you're already broke, rejection feels like confirmation. It feels like you're not good enough. You're behind. You're not built for this. So most people avoid situations where rejection might happen. They avoid outreach. They avoid applying. They avoid asking. And that keeps them stuck. If I restarted, I would flip the script. I would aim for rejection. Literally. I would set a target. 50 rejections in 30 days. Because if 1 out of 20 people say yes, then 50 rejections statistically hides 2 to 3 opportunities. and 2 clients paying $400 each is $800. That's momentum. Rejection is not a verdict. It's data. The faster you collect data, the faster you improve. Confidence doesn't come from waiting until you're ready. It comes from surviving uncomfortable reps. 5. I would live below my ego. This is uncomfortable, but powerful. When you're in your 20s, pride is expensive. You want your own place. You want the car. You want independence. You want to prove you're grown. But sometimes independence delays growth. If I restarted broke, I would lower my lifestyle temporarily. Stay with family if possible. Split rent. Cut unnecessary subscriptions. Cook more. Spend less. Not forever, but long enough to create margin. Because high expenses create pressure. Pressure leads to bad decisions. Taking low-value jobs. Quitting too early. Stress spending. Risky get-rich-quick moves. Margin creates breathing room. Breathing room creates patience. And patience allows skill to compound. Pride is expensive. Leverage is profitable. 6. I would build identity through small wins. When you're broke, your identity feels fragile. You start thinking, maybe I'm just not good with money. Maybe I'm not entrepreneurial. Maybe this isn't for me. But identity shifts through proof. Your first $200 online changes something. Your first $500 changes something deeper. Your first $1,000 changes your self-image. Because now you have evidence. Evidence that you can learn, adapt, sell, deliver value. If I restarted, I would focus obsessively on small wins. 1 client, 1 improvement, 1 testimonial. Stack those, because identity follows action, not the other way around. 7. I would think long-term, act short-term. Here's the balance most people miss. You need long-term vision, but short-term execution. Long-term vision says, I want financial freedom. Short-term execution says, today I will send 25 outreach messages. Long-term vision says, I want leverage. Short-term execution says, today I will practice my skill for 3 hours. If I restarted, I would build a simple daily system. 3 to 4 hours skill practice. 1 to 2 hours outreach. Track everything. Not glamorous. Not aesthetic. But effective. And after 90 days of that, your situation changes. Not because of luck. Because of accumulated effort. The big truth about your 20s. Your 20s are not meant to be comfortable. They're meant to be constructive. This is a decade where you build discipline, build marketable skills, build resilience, build financial awareness. Comfort can come later. Right now, construction matters more. If I was broke at 22 again, I wouldn't panic. I wouldn't feel ashamed. I wouldn't compare. I would simplify. 1 skill, 1 offer, 6 months. No excuses, because being broke at 22 is normal. Being broke at 32, because you never committed, that's tragic. If you're in your 20s and feel behind, you're not behind. You're early, but early only benefits those who move. Your situation can change faster than you think. 6 months of focused effort can create income, confidence, direction, but only if you stop hopping, only if you stop pretending, only if you start executing. If I had to restart broke today, I wouldn't chase hype. I'd chase skill, because skill pays forever. In the next video, I'll break down the exact 6-month roadmap I would follow to go from broke to financially stable, step by step. If you're serious about building real income, not just dreaming about it, subscribe. Let's build this properly.